Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show. Before the free show, I get the graphic up there. We've got, Tep, I'm going to have to adjust your camera. You're a little low.
Oh, I am low. Oh, and the screen's not working.
Well, that's because you unplugged it.
You plugged it into the TV for the watch-along last night. I don't want to hear it. By the way, Matt Stepp's here. Dave Candlestick Football High School Football.
Hello.
A clean-shaven Matt Stepp.
Yes.
You look good, man. Everyone's hating on you and saying you look like you look weird clean-shaven.
Yeah.
I like clean-shaven.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, it doesn't, in my opinion, means literally nothing. And the only opinion that actually matters is Mrs. Stepp.
Yes.
Does she like clean-shaven Stepp?
You know what? She claimed that she didn't, and then when she saw clean-shaven Stepp, she was like, "Oh, that's not bad." But I think she was comparing
That's
it to.
not bad.
But I think she was comparing it to the before when I had the with Mustache Stepp.
Yeah.
So y'all didn't see Mustache Stepp, but Mustache Stepp was around for a few days.
It was
That was
quite a thing.
That was the scene.
Quite a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks to everybody for tuning into the DCTF watch along last night.
That was a wild ride.
That was
fun.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun. First of all, shout out, of course, to Marcus Shavers of McKinney and to Aaron Hardigan of Valley Sports Southwest for making time for us and spending their evening with us watching a fun game. El Campo and Lindale was a fun game.
I was watching it.
It was pretty pointsy, like we thought it would.
Hashtag pointsy.
A lot more competitive than my game was last night.
I'm gonna ask about that on the air, though. We're gonna wait till we're gonna wait for the.
This is pre-air.
This is pre-air.
This is pre-show.
So, but this is it was a fun time. It's okay. I think that what I figured out, Pickle, because now we've done 3 of these, and all 3 of them, all of the guests, whether it was Mike Roach, whether it was Gabe Brooks, whether it was South Lake Carroll coach Riley Dodge, whether it was West Mesquite coach Frank Sandoval, whether it was Aaron Hardigan, Valley Sports Southwest, or it was
Marcus Shavers
from McKinney. All 6 of them were very nervous before the watch-along.
Yeah.
And they were a little bit, like, timid. Oh, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
How much do I need to prepare? This and that and the other. And I get it because, especially with coaches, they're just, like, they're preparation hounds. Like we're going to have our game plan. And we're going to be ready.
Yeah.
They don't like to go into things blind. I get it. I think we've done a poor job explaining to our guests.
For the record, 1, I have done none of the explaining. 2, I think people are nervous because your television's own Greg Tepper, and they're thinking this is like
real formal
TV. Formal, yeah, because that's what you are. You're man in suit.
Well, hopefully now we have proof of concept that people understand what we are, which is
just cut some clips.
Which is you are man in suit on Friday night, and then the other 99% of your life,
I'm sitting here.
We are not man in suit.
Here's the stated goal of the watch along. We're gonna watch football. We're gonna shoot the bull.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's it. That's it.
And that's what I've told every coach that's asked me about it. And I think I told Gabe and Roach also. I was like, "You're just watching football with friends.
That's it. It's like we want it
And
to
just
be
let
like
it flow.
You're at a sports.
It's gonna
bar,
flow,
right? You're at a sports bar, and
Yeah.
you take the conversation where it goes. If the game, gets out of hand, and we'll talk about it.
Well, and we were talking about it earlier. We had a really good number of people watching and stuff, and it was just funny because when people are just, you're scrolling through Facebook or you're looking through YouTube or
They're
whatever.
Like, oh, hey, live high school
like,
football.
yeah, and you're looking, and they're like, this play-by-play is awful. And I was like,
yeah.
yeah.
The point.
It is awful.
Because if you wanted to see the play-by-play, you tune in to the professionals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was Tommy
And Trevor.
And Trevor last night. And
Not us
our buddy
slappies.
Chase Parisher on the stats. Yeah, like that was the professional broadcast.
Yeah.
You got to think of. Here's the thing. We've said it before. The Manning cast stole our idea. You know what I mean? You don't tune in the
really
Manning
did.
cast because you're like, oh, I really want to hear Lil Wayne do
Play-by-play.
play.
Now,
Yeah.
I do want to hear that, but just
Well,
that's not the platform for
shout
it.
out, shout out Wheezy. I hope you're doing okay, buddy.
That's like when Snoop does the Animal Planet thing. That's the
That's
best
pretty
commentary
amazing.
Yeah.
on the
Pretty
face
good.
of
Right?
the planet.
That's the thing. That's what we're going for. We
Yeah.
are
Snoop Dogg and Wheezy.
We are Snoop Dogg watching Animal Planet. That's what we are.
That's a good.
It's a good comparison.
Good comparison. Yeah.
It's a fun game too.
It was a fun
game.
I really enjoyed watching it. I'm going to go on record and say Reuben Owens is good at American football.
I'm going to go on
Reuben
record and
Owens
say that
rules.
Reuben Owens was one of the 20 best players on the field last night.
Yeah, I think so.
He
It's a hot take.
like that's the first.
Many people are saying.
That's the first full game I saw him play.
People are talking about
People
it.
are talking about that.
Because
actually.
I've watched his highlights and stuff like that, but highlights can be what I've learned is highlights can be a little deceiving sometimes. I think you got to watch a full game, or at least a full slate of plays, like all the plays.
He's that dude.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah,
By the way, that John Trey Davis can go.
They're loaded.
That was
Campo's loaded at that position.
I was saying, after seeing Ruben Owens did what he did against Burning Champion, like he had 300 yards in the first half. It was after seeing that, it was fun for me to get to watch you actually see it.
Like, oh boy, this is different.
He's good. As Gabe Brooks says, he demands all the deli meats and cheeses.
All the deli meats and cheeses.
The entire charcuterie board goes to Ruben Owens.
I can't say that word.
Charcuterie?
I butcher it. No.
Come on, go ahead and say it. Come on.
Say it.
No.
Do it. Do it.
Say it again, though.
Say it.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie. Sure. I mess it up every time.
What's the other word that you can't say?
I say Munster instead of monsters. Like scary thing, not like the town.
I was going to say, like,
Munster
Munster
right.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I was like, yeah,
But
they got a big game
typically-
this week against Albany.
Yeah,
week,
no. If you're talking about like Halloween monsters, I always mess that
you
one
gotta
up.
think about it.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, hit a theme, Expo.
Pickle!
Hit the arrow sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football. That's weird. That's from the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Louisville, Texas. It is Texas Football Today, a show that on our monitor looks like I'm melting. My name's Greg Tepper.
It's a fun visual. There.
I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live on TexasFootball.com, on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local, mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dorks. She's Ashley Pickle.
Howdy.
Good
team.
job on the watch along last night, Pickle.
Thanks.
You were
No
good.
technical issues.
No technical issues.
Look at that.
We figured it out after bumpy start in the first time. We figured it out.
Yeah.
And sitting to my right,
Shabam.
bang! He is the high school football insider for Dave Campbell's Texas Football. He is Matt Stepp. Matthew, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, sir. It seems like it's been a long time, but I saw you on Tuesday. Did I see you Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dinner.
Dinner.
That's right.
We didn't do the pod. We didn't do Tep and Step in person,
Right.
but we.
That's right. We did see each other.
We dined together on
We did
Tuesday.
dine. Oh.
It was a lovely date.
We wined it. It was great.
Yes.
I appreciate
I'm
you.
not a cheap date,
No,
by the way.
No, you're not. Today is Friday, November 19th, 2021. 6 days until Thanksgiving.
Let's go. Do you question for here's my mailbag question for the week. Stepp, do you eat regular American Thanksgiving when you're here or no?
Depends.
Because I know you already did Canadian Thanksgiving.
So it depends. Last year I did not because I had a football game in Big Spring,
Mm-hmm.
and I was on the road.
Are we? I'll ask you that in a minute.
Yeah. So, but if there's no football game, then yes, I will have.
Okay, well,
I will partake.
in that case, let's just go ahead and happy early birthday because you have Thanksgiving birthday
That's
this
right, you do
year.
have
Yes, my
Thanksgiving
birthday is.
birthday.
I expect an early birthday announcement on Wednesday.
Well,
You,
issue-
you and Goof.
On Wednesday, me and Goof Wednesday show
Man.
because you're not doing a show Thursday, obviously. So Wednesday show, me and Goof need the birthday shout out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Dirty 30 for Goof. So.
GGAC.
Oh, Goof, what's up, Dirty 30? Get loose, man.
Right. Happy birthday to President James Garfield as well. Episode 1286. Thank you.
Shortest tenured U.S. president, I believe. I believe he was only president for like.
It's
few
him
months.
or Harrison.
Well, yeah, maybe it was Harrison. Yeah,
But he got assassinated too. James Garfield got assassinated in Buffalo, right?
in Buffalo,
right.
yes.
This is now a history podcast.
Anyway.
Well, I was a history minor in college.
Okay, well, I contribute nothing to this
On
conversation.
today's show, friends, we're going to announce the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week. Then we're going to announce the Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Week. And then it's Mailbag Friday. Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. We're going to be answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel. Matt Stepp is here to actually, lend some credence to, lend some credibility to this outfit. So if you got
For all
questions,
the romance questions, what's up, ladies?
if you got questions about high school football or romance. Matt Stepp is an expert in both, so you can ask those on the comments, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was, going back up to the top here, Rob Hadaway, Coach Terry Crawford.
11-0 Abbott Panthers.
It's game
they
day,
play
baby.
tonight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then Christo Fire 100 and Robert Legault. Welcome in, fellas.
Welcome in, friends. All right, Pickle. Let's take care of a little bit of business. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, in conjunction with the Texas Bowl, is proud to proud to hand out the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week award to the most deserving high schooler in the state of Texas. Each week, the Texas football staff nominates 10 deserving. God Almighty.
I had the wrong graphic up, so if you just want to restart this.
Reset. Here we go.
Count them down.
In 3, 2. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, in conjunction with the Texas Bowl, is proud to present the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week award to the most deserving high schooler in the state of Texas. Each week, the Texas football staff nominates 10 candidates for that week's award based on the previous week's on-field performance. We then leave it up to you to vote at texasfootball.com. Voting closes each Friday at noon, with the winner being announced shortly thereafter. Officially, in the words of Michael Irvin, the poll is closed. And your Week 12 Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week is Mineola athlete Dawson Pendergrass. 262 yards, 4 touchdowns rushing, another 2 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown receiving, 5 tackles, and an interception. Congratulations to all the nominees: Pflugerville Weiss quarterback Dior Bradfield, Burleson wide receiver Luke Peterson, Texas High running back Braylon Stewart, Denton Geyer defensive back Eli Bowen, Georgetown quarterback Darson Herman, Clear Springs wide receiver Noah Thomas, Mount Vernon wide receiver Caden Kaufman, Bells running back defensive back Bo Baker, and El Paso Chapin wide receiver and defensive back Anthony Rivera. But a very special congratulations to the Week 12 Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week, Mineola athlete Dawson Pendergrass. Congratulations, young man. Big game tonight, right?
They got West and Forney.
Should be a good one. One more thing to do, Pickle. Dairy Max and Dave Campbell's Texas Football are proud to team up this year to honor excellence in coaching and the hard work that assistant coaches put in on behalf of their teams. Each week, the Texas football staff nominates 4 deserving assistant coaches for the Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Week. Let fans decide on the winner via Twitter poll. It all leads up to the Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Year, decided at season's end. The voting is closed. Your Week 12 Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Week is... Bang! Who was it?
Robert Haynes,
Thank
defensive
you. I thought it
coordinator
was.
from Kaufman.
I wanted to make sure. Kaufman defensive coordinator Robert Haynes. The Lions defense held Dallas Carter to 191 total yards and forced 3 turnovers in a 24-0 by district win. Congratulations to all the nominees: Austin Bowie defense coordinator Darren Pittman, Stanton offensive coordinator Graydon Long, and Wascom offensive coordinator Jeremy Kubiak. But a very special congratulations to the Week 12 Dairy Max Built by Chocolate Milk Assistant Coach of the Week, Kaufman defensive coordinator Robert Haynes. Congratulations to you, Coach. All right, we're Texas Football today. You know that. We're a show. We talk about football across the state of Texas. If you got questions now, it is time. Well, actually, let's do a little Thursday cleanup. So,
Sure.
Last night, we'll do a little Thursday cleanup from last night. It was a smaller slate of Texas high school football games across the state. And I would say overall, we were in here last Friday marveling at the rubble of the opening Thursday.
Smoldering ruins of our brackets.
Last night, much chalkier. Now, there were great games, but much chalkier across the board. The game we watched on the watch-along last night, El Campo beats Lindale by the final score of 56-42. It kind of went more or less like we thought it would.
Said it was going to be pointsy.
High-scoring, pointsy affair.
It was pointsy.
In the end, El Campo was able to force a couple of turnovers, and that ended up being the difference. And El Campo goes away with a win. Impressive. They now draw the winner of West Columbia and Little Cypress Mauriceville next week. Now, you were at a game, and I'm very interested in your scouting report because you saw Lorena. You went to Madisonville.
I did. Lovely Madisonville. Thanks to Coach Nail and Coach Urbanke for all the hospitality there at Mustang Stadium in Madisonville.
Did you go to Buc-ee's?
Yes.
Nice.
I did go to Buc-ee's.
Lorena wins 50-6. Now, Lorena's that's one of my darling picks. That's one of the teams that I really, really like, and you have seen them in person now. Your review.
They're really good. They are impressive. And Coach Biles post game said this was the best. I saw Lorena on their best day.
Mm-hmm.
It was all clicking last night. They were firing all cylinders. They're not elite speed, but they've got good team speed. They are really good up front on both sides of the ball. They've got a lot of playmakers. Their defense is sound. They were really good on special teams as well. It's a complete ball club, and they throttled Woodville.
And Woodville's not a bad team.
No, and they made Woodville look. I saw some Woodville people on one of the message boards complaining, and I'm like, guys, Lorena's just better.
Yeah.
And the better team played their best game of the year, and that's what happens when a team that's a couple of touchdowns better than you also plays their best game of the year.
Elsewhere across the state last night, Corpus Christi Flower Bluff was a winner over Eagle Pass win.
No surprise there.
Gregory Portland continues their heater.
Yeah, they're on a roll.
They beat San Antonio Southwest
How
Legacy.
about Gregory Portland and Flower Bluff playing in San Antonio next week?
I love it.
That's fun.
Lubbock Cooper takes dispatches of El Paso Parkland.
Yeah, no surprise there.
South Oak Cliff, 35-24 winners over Frisco. I was talking about this with Marcus Shavers after the show, and we talked about how that's a really impressive win for South Oak Cliff because Frisco's a pain to play.
Yeah, and they've beaten Sauk the last 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
The last 2 years they beat them. The difference between this South Oak Cliff and the past 3-4 years is they've got a Division I quarterback.
Yeah.
Kevin Henry Jennings is committed to Missouri State, which is FCS, but that's still really good.
Yes.
And they with the playmakers they've got around him, Sauk's going to be a problem next week. The next few weeks, they're if they can get past Toledo, this is probably an inner city best chance for an inner city school to win it or play for a state title since Houston Lamar in 2012.
Yeah.
And Austin LBJ.
Yeah.
I'm still throwing them out there.
Yeah, I mean LBJ too. Yeah, I forget about LBJ. Yeah, but this Sauk team is really outstanding.
The fighting,
Good call on LBJ Pickle.
The
I got you.
fighting Will Wilkerson.
Yeah. 21 to
Pleasanton
20.
21, Beeville Jones 20.
I walked past Will in the office over there, and
Dude.
he's floating. He's
Now I think they were I don't know how you felt about it. I thought it was a coin flippy type game, so it played out kind of like the way that we thought it would.
21-20.
A great win.
Survive and advance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the name of the game.
Wichita Falls Hershey beats Clint. We mentioned El Campo and Lindale. Carthage, Gabe Brooks sent the C, 42-14 last night.
He didn't send me the C.
Ooh.
Did you get removed from the C? I got it.
I need to text him. Like, have I been removed from the C chat?
I got the C.
I thought you were on it.
I was. Now I'm not on it all of a sudden.
How about Snyder?
Maybe it's because I'm a green bubble. Maybe
How
it
about
isn't.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
exactly.
it.
That's your own fault.
You broke. How about Snyder 14, Graham 3?
Great win for Snyder. That Snyder defense is for real.
They're for real. I mean, that was a Graham offense that it wasn't their defense was the best part of their team, right, this year. But at the same time, to hold them down in the playoffs and to stifle them in the playoffs was awfully impressive. Snyder through the regional semifinals. Brock dispatches with Amarillo River Road.
Swole Bees.
One of the games of the night, Little River Academy beats East Chambers 42-33.
Did you see Coach Hunt did the
worm.
Did the worm on the
Oh,
sideline?
wow.
Someone caught a picture of it. If there's video,
Oh, wow.
we need that.
Yeah, that's our DCTF top 10.
10. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to. If you have video of that,
There's a
please
good
send it.
picture of it.
The Swole Bees are off and running. Lorena beats Woodville 50-6. Malakoff, one of the most dangerous 3-loss teams in the state. They dominate Pottsboro last night, 42-0.
Second year in a row.
Man, they're getting hot. Mount Vernon beats Whitney 57-30. I need to dig into that. I don't know how much of that was garbage time.
It was close for a while.
I was
Whitney
gonna
hung in there for a little while.
What do you
I was going to say in the third quarter I looked and it wasn't bad.
Mount Vernon kind of pulled away late.
Yeah. Abernathy beats Ballinger.
That was close. I thought Abernathy was going to destroy Ballinger.
Yeah.
Ballinger hung around for a little
while. Gunner did mean things to Millsap.
Yeah.
That's surprising. That game was, if they win 6-2-12, that game might have been 50-0 at halftime.
It was bad.
It was bad.
I was following our good friend Remy. How do you say Remy's last name? Is it Monahan?
Yeah.
The G is silent.
Yeah.
Yep.
From the Sherman, one of the TV stations up in Texoma, and she was tweeting out the score, and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, like why are we doing this? New Deal beats Forsan 28-24. Probably the game of the night.
Great game.
Great game. New Deal pulls away.
We thought it was going to be a great game.
Well, and it's funny. We talked about it on Tep and Step about how the game plan for Forsan was probably to play keep away from New Deal and limit the number of possessions. And sounds like they did that, but New Deal found a way through and gets a big win over there. Ganado beats Lavia. Albany beats Olney 32-10 in a game that was extremely dicey at halftime.
It's tough to beat a good team twice in a year, and Olney's obviously improved quite a bit from the last meeting, and they closed the gap a lot. Albany beat them bad in their first meeting in non-district, and so Olney, credit to them. Jody Guy's doing a great job. That Olney program was in shambles when he got there, and They did a great job last night. Albany's the better team. That sets up next week. Albany and Munster.
Albany and Munster is hot because Munster, by the way, was a winner last night over Seymour, 63-24. Not necessarily surprising. Winthrop's got a big scare from Archer City.
Archer City's legit.
Yeah, they
Archer City's
are.
a good ball club.
Winthrop wins 42-40. Bremond takes care of Evadale. Probably my surprise of the night would be Wink 64, Clarendon 26, and not because Wink won, because I thought that was a coin flip type game. I think it's reasonable to pick them to win that game. To beat them by 38.
Yeah, I texted with Coach Gibson a little bit this morning about it. Yeah, I tweeted the same thing this early. When I got back from Madisonville after midnight, I think I tweeted. I was like, one of the last tweets before bed was. Not surprised that Wink won the game. I mean, I picked Clarendon, but I'm not stunned Wink won, but beating them by 40.
Wake up. Yeah. Also, Santo beats Roscoe, 33-12. I'm sorry, what was that, Pickle?
I was going to say another one on that same thing was the May and Jonesboro game. Like, the score, the garbage time points that Jonesboro got kind of lessened the gap a little bit, but my goodness, I mean, May was putting a hurting on them.
Santo beat Roscoe last night, 33-12. That's a mild upset. I would say. But Santo's a good ball club.
Santo's 10-1 now, I think. Yeah. So
Stratford through to the regional semifinals. Big win over Seagraves. Wortham, fourth place Wortham, beats West Sabine 38-22.
Just shows you the strength of that district.
I'm telling you. You mentioned it, Pickle. There were a handful of six-man games last night. May beat Jonesboro 84-55 in a battle 1 versus 2. May, I think, has to be the favorite to at least make it to AT&T. Although I think they get Water Valley next week. And then Sterling City dispatched with Van Horn 46-0 by Mercy Rule. And then Motley County. We lost our first state champion last night. Motley County defeats Balmorhea. And so we will have a new 1A Division II state champion there. And that is all of the action from last night. So, if you got questions, high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, get them on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch because it's time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
That was a lot. The
Love
North
Honda.
Texas Honda dealers want to help you score some great deals on award-winning Hondas. Stop by your helpful Honda dealer today or visit ntxhondadealers.com to learn more.
Has anybody asked any questions?
They sure have. Let's go with, what do you guys think of the Cuero Rockport game tonight? A sneaky one down there.
Very sneaky. This is a good Rockport team.
It is very good.
A very good Rockport team. And
they're a weird mix of the spread and slot T. Like, they still have some slot T stuff, but they got Seibert's kid at quarterback who can throw the ball. So they're a challenge to prepare for every week.
Yeah. I think Cuero is going to have the advantage, like, on the outside. Like, they're going to have a couple of dudes that I think are just going to be faster. And the advantage, like, for Rockport, they need to hem them in. If you keep this game, the more this game is played between the hashes, the better for Rockport. If this game gets it out on the outside, that is where Cuero is going to feast. I believe I took Cuero. I don't feel good. That's a perfect example of a game that I don't feel great about. I took Cuero. I think that they're the favorite in this one, but Rockport is certainly capable of giving them a lot of trouble tonight. What's next, Pickle?
Up next, let's go with thoughts on Calallen versus Fredericksburg. Calallen rolls and then meets LBJ in Region 4. Can they upset?
I'm worried about Fredericksburg. I think this is a bit of a poor matchup for them.
It is.
Calallen mashes you up front, and Fredericksburg is more. Is it fair to call them a little more finesse than power?
A little bit more, yeah.
And they're a team that Fredericksburg is a team that their defense has been a bit of a problem this year, and there are few programs in the state that can expose your problems defensively like Calallen.
Yeah. It's a bad team to play.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. From Region 4, Calhoun and LBJ, that's a tricky matchup for LBJ.
Yeah.
That is a tricky
Go
matchup.
watch that Picks video.
Tricky matchup.
They've never played Calhoun.
And that Calhoun offense is wonky and hard to prepare for.
It's singular.
Our guy Ryan Smiga has been hyping up Calhoun hard this week.
If Calhoun, I think their quarterback's been out most of the year, and I think he came back last week, and he makes a big difference for them. If that's just a tricky match. If
get caught sleeping too, to be honest.
That's a game where LBJ, if they're looking ahead, Calhoun will bite them.
Yes, they will. Yeah,
pinch them like a sand crab. Pinch them.
That's it. We're ending the show on that. There's the ender. Oh, that was good. All right, up next. Let's say, what is the most underrated matchup in 5A D2?
All right. Let me look through 5A D2 real quick.
I got one while you're looking.
Go for it.
Leander Rouse and Floresville.
That is underrated.
man, Coach
Floresville's got a really good running back in the Murphy kid. I believe he's committed to an Ivy League school.
Mm-hmm.
They're the kind of team that they could hold the football, play keep away, pull the upset.
I do believe we will have highlights of that on Valley Sports Southwest.
What a tease.
What a tease. What a star.
That is a broadcast professional
really
right there.
is.
I wonder who set the schedule.
Pickle.
Okay.
All right.
That's mine. Rouse and Floresville's mine.
I'll go to Region 1. I think Canutillo and Canyon Randall's underrated. Canyon Randall is a team that they've got a bit of an ugly record at 6-5, but this is Randall came from an extremely tough district, right? I think they came from a tough district. They are battle tested. They've got they got a win over Dumas. They got a win over Canyon. Those are both pretty good. This is I think that it's possible that Braxton Bird, the quarterback for Randall, kind of takes over this game. For Canutillo, look, it's an El Paso team. They're favored in this game, I think, but the defense has really got to step up against a challenging opponent here tonight. I think Canyon Randall and Canutillo is probably a little underrated in 582.
What about Barbers Hill and A&M Consolidated?
Yeah.
I mean,
can Barbers Hill keep that heater going?
Absek has them doing that thing again where he's good at coaching in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they're dangerous. I mean, look, they not now. Here's the thing. We probably didn't talk enough about it last week, but Fort Bend Marshall, I think they were a perfect example of a team that we weren't going to know until it was too late. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Of like they were steamrolling past people, but they were just a lot better than them. And we weren't going to know if they had flaws until they were in the middle of getting exposed. And that's what Barbers Hill did. And give them a lot of credit, right? That takes a well-coached ball club. That takes a really well-disciplined ball club to do that. But they did that. A&M Consolidated is not that. We know how good A&M Consolidated is, which is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
They're a lot more fleshed out. And so this is a different challenge for Barbers Hill tonight as opposed to Marshall, where there's a reasonable argument to be made that was like, that's the best team they'd played this year. And we just finally found out, you know what? It turned out that Marshall had some flaws that were able to be exposed. What's next, Pickle?
Let's go with, where did it go? I just had it. If you could call one potential upset alert tonight across all classifications, what would it be?
Upset alert.
I just did it. If I could pick one, I'd say Calhoun over LBJ.
Okay.
I know people say, well, LBJ's played Canyon Lake. Calhoun's offense is not it's very different than what Canyon Lake. Calhoun's offense, it's a singular offense. No one else runs the offense the way Calhoun does it. And they do it with above-average athletes in skill positions.
Yeah.
Canyon Lake's not going to have the skill kids that Calhoun will have. Calhoun's got couple of guys who are playmakers. So,
all right,
that's mine.
I'll throw one out there, and it's really only an upset in the sense that the records are extremely different. I think Pittsburgh might beat Quinlan Ford tonight.
That's a good one. Pittsburgh is playing well.
Pittsburgh is 4-7. Okay, they are 4-7, and that is ugly. But you know what?
And I think they won I think they were like 1-7 going in there like that. They've
gotten hot.
Yeah,
and that is a hot team. Quinlan Ford is a team that's having their best year ever. This is going to be a different ball club. If Pittsburgh can slow down the run, which is like literally the name of the game against Quinlan Ford, I think at one point they were the leading rushing team in the nation. At Quinlan Ford. If they can slow them down, I don't know what Quinlan Ford's plan B is. And that's really where it comes down to. Get them behind the 8 ball. If you're able to do that, you got a shot in that.
Yeah,
that's
jump on them quick.
Yeah, I'll throw that out there as a potential
I like
upset.
that one.
It's Pittsburgh over Quinlan Ford.
I don't know if this would really, like, in our minds be seen as an upset, but the game I'm going to tonight, I think College Station can take down Frisco Lone Star. And I don't know if you necessarily see that as an upset because we know about them, but just traditionally speaking, they haven't been able to break through to the third round.
I think the statewide fringy football fan who just kind of swoops in the playoffs may view that as an upset.
They see
Lone Star is the name
versus
Brazos Valley, and they say that, but I think they know that if
like
they're
us,
sickos.
Yeah,
sickos.
I think that's fair, and so I don't like. For me, I picked College Station. I think College Station's my favorite to. Well, I picked Highland Park to win the region, but we'll find out next week potentially. Although Highland Park's got to get past Wakeland.
Wakeland, yeah.
Wakeland's pretty good. Anyway, there's all that. Yeah, I don't know if that would necessarily be an upset, but I think that you're right. It may be from like a perception perspective, Pickle, that there would be people are like, oh wow, they beat this team from that I've never heard of. Came and beat a team that played for a title back in 2015. Although remember, College Station won one in 2017.
They did.
What's next, Pickle?
What are your thoughts on Columbia and LCM, who will play the winner of or who will play El Campo next week?
I like I'm a big Eric Peavy guy.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's the hair, isn't it?
It's the lettuce, yeah. He's got elite hair.
Dude, they are that turnaround that he's been part of. And because everyone said when he left Westbrook to go to Little Cypress, dude, you're here at this big program here in Beaumont. Why would you go to Little Cypress, Mauriceville? It's been a minute since they were even relevant.
Yeah.
And now I think they're the favorite tonight.
Yeah, I think they are too.
And then you're talking about a regional stinking semifinal, and you get a shot at El Campo next week.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah, I like the Bears. I like the Bears.
Maximum Bears?
No.
No.
It still belongs to Bridgeland.
Okay, just checking.
Although I think, who do they got tonight?
I should know this.
They got College Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one. Okay. College Park is serious. That's a pretty good ball club.
If Bridgeland's defense played the way that they did last week, they're gonna lose against College Park. That defense was.
That was a Maximum Bears run.
It was not. Connor Wigman. He picked up Maximum Bears. He gets to wave the flag.
He's the hashtag Maximum Bears player.
Go watch the vlog, by the way. Pickle did a great job with the run through and stuff.
Thanks. That run through was awesome.
It is awesome.
It's so cool. Let's go with Stepp. Corey Pitts, who I believe you saw last night, asked Matt after seeing Lorena in action if his opinion of the Leopards have changed, and asked him what he thinks about Jaden Porter.
Yeah.
Matt. I thought Lorena was really good. Did not pick them to win the region.
I did.
I might, if I was going to recalibrate my picks, I would I think next week is the regional championship potentially. If Columbus wins, I think Lorena and Columbus are the two best teams in the region. Porter was unbelievable.
Yeah,
just a sophomore. That's a Division I receiver right there.
Yeah, because the top half of that bracket is Diboll versus Hallettsville, and then Academy is through. They'll await the winner of that. So then it would be Lorena awaits the winner of tonight's game between Columbus and Anahuac. I think Columbus is probably your favorite there, and yeah, I would say that probably 1 and 2. Although Hallettsville would love another shot at Columbus.
Yeah, the difference between Columbus and Hallettsville. I'm starting to wonder, though. When you look at just transitive property, which is not always accurate, but at least gives you a frame. I mean, Columbus, Hallettsville, and Yoakum were all pretty evenly matched. Little River Academy took care of Yoakum in that first round, and Lorena took care of Little River Academy with relative ease.
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about with 5A Division I Region 3.
A lot of separation
District 10 versus District 11. Cleared out District 9 and District 12, in the first round. Would it surprise you if either one of those districts swept the other tonight? If for example, if District 11 were to sweep District 10, that would mean Weiss over Manville, right? Mm-hmm. That would mean Georgetown over Hightower. That would mean Peyto or Manor over Peyto, and that would mean Cedar Park over Angleton.
I'd be more surprised if 11 swept 10.
Okay.
I'd be more surprised if 11 swept 10.
Okay. But if 10 swept 11, so if it was the other way, so Angleton over Cedar Park, Peyto over Manor.
I wouldn't be super surprised if 10 swept 11.
Manville over Weiss and Hightower of Georgetown?
Yeah. When Angleton Cedar Park is the swing game.
Yeah.
To me, that's the one that's the swing game.
What's next, Pickle?
I gotta call my own foul here because there was a romance question for me, and it was based on what you've seen so far. Who would be your pick to get engaged to the Bachelorette, and why? I'm 2 weeks behind. I'm slacking. I was at a basketball game one Tuesday.
What fan are you?
I was third wheeling on y'all's dinner date on Tuesday, so I missed the second week in a row. I was at a basketball game the week before last, and then I've been working too much. Have time to go back and watch
My
it.
daughter would be so disappointed in you.
I know. So, anyway, hey.
You know who I think is going to win?
So judgy.
You know who I think is going to win?
Yeah.
Broden. Is there a Broden?
No, I don't think I've ever heard that name. Yeah, but hey, look,
I will give someone $100 so they can name their kid Broden. I need their birth certificate. Convince your wife to name her son Broden.
That'd be wild.
I'm just trying to be an honest capital J journalist here and say, hey, I'm behind, so I don't have an accurate. If I catch up, we can do this next week for Mailbag.
Shame emoji. Shame emoji.
Yeah, so sorry I didn't pull through on the romance question there. Touch base on Grandview. I'm going to start that over. Grandview and Gladewater tonight, which Ishmael Johnson will be there.
Yes, Ish is
and we'll have Katie Ingleson from Valley Sports will be there.
Royce City, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know we've
Royce
said this
City
before.
Dude, that
Great
stadium's so good.
Ish will be enjoying, if Royce City continues what they usually do, Ish will be enjoying Soul Man's Barbecue in the press box.
There you go.
And there's a Buc-ee's across the street from the stadium.
Oh, my gosh.
We've stopped at that Buc-ee's before.
Yeah, he's just...
Yeah, we have.
On our way to the cover shoot.
That's right.
Living the dream. So, I like Gladewater in this one.
We're on opposite sides of this.
I like Gladewater. I think DJ Allen is going to get unleashed tonight, and I think the Bears, I think Gladewater gets it done.
I'm going with the Zebras.
It's going to be a great game.
Elite game. It's a fantastic game and
great mascot matchup.
Oh,
Bears and Zebras.
I suggested the game to Ish, so if he gets a banger, I expect to thank you, Ishmael.
You're not getting one.
So a friend of mine is coming to town with, I think his dog. I think there's like a spirit convention in town or something like that. And so like, they're in town from California, and he texted me on Monday and he goes, "Hey, I want to take like the group and I want to go out to a high school football game. Like, what would be a great atmosphere and stuff like that." And so and they're in DFW, so I was kind of looking around, and I said, here's what I settled on: Longview and Lancaster at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. And I said this for a couple of reasons. One, because I think it's gonna be a good game. So if you're interested in a good game, I think Lancaster and Longview is a good game. I think it's a good stylistic clash. I think that you've got two great bands that do it different ways.
Oh yeah,
you get the like the military marching, and then you get the Lancaster
get down
marching tiger band.
Dude, I love that's my favorite band to watch. Them and the dancers. They're so fun.
Everyone knows how much I love Mesquite Memorial Stadium. I love that. And I said, and Lancaster can have trouble traveling sometimes. Longview will bring the heat. Longview will bring a good crowd. He did ask me. He texted me today. He goes, "So I bought tickets. Do you think it'll be full?" And I go, "Buddy, Mesquite Memorial holds almost 20,000.
Yeah.
So like, no, like we have big crowds, but big crowds means like there'll be like 9,000 people. You know what I mean? Like a good crowd. You know what I mean? But like, I was like, buddy, no, it's not gonna be full. Like they could fill up a lot of stadiums, not Mesquite Memorial. No. All right, what's next?
Let's go south of there. Ennis and Mansfield Timberview. Always an interesting one.
Tricky.
Yeah.
Always
Timberview
interesting.
is rolling. Ennis is 11-0, but it's a little bit. I mean,
it's a little
look
soft.
at Ennis' schedule. Who are they really beaten? Waxahachie is probably their best win.
I'm going to look this up.
The Hatch, as Guy would say.
Royce City.
It is. I will say, and you can go view all of our all the computer predictions on TexasFootball.com right now. This is one of 6 pick'ems.
Yeah, and Timberview beat Ennis last year, so I think Ennis will get their revenge because they're going to be amped up for this one. But I'm concerned. Ennis is 11-0, but look at that schedule. Tell me their best win. It's Waxahachie in week 2.
Yeah, Royce City.
And Royce City got drilled by Frisco.
Actually, you know who it might be? It might be last week against Denison.
Yeah, I mean.
So, we'll find out. Timberview's a really good ball club. Timberview's really good. Yeah, because you remember how excited we got about Ennis when they beat Red Oak, and they really beat them impressively in week 1. That did not age particularly well because Red Oak had a tough year.
Red Oak was bad this year.
Red Oak had a tough year, exactly.
Yeah, Red Oak got them last year.
Yeah.
I was at that game.
All right, let's do 3 more.
Okay. Some chick named Mallory wants to get your thoughts on Michigan State and Ohio State.
Pain. What's next?
Are there any winners in that game? No. When they play? Does anyone really win?
No. Thoughts on Geyer and Jesuit tonight?
Yeah, another kind of tricky one. Jesuit.
Geyer rolls.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna blow up Marcus Shavers' spot. Okay, because he brought up a great point last night off the air. After he got done beating me up.
That too.
He brought up a great point on the air. He goes, when you have a head coach who's also the lead coach on the offensive line, that is when you've got, like, their offensive line is always going to be good. And he specifically mentioned, he's like, Brandon Hickman, a Jesuit. He goes, he's the head coach, and he's also basically the offensive line coach. And they're super sound up front. They're always really good. And that could negate one of the things that Geyer does really well, which is that their front seven's pretty darn good. Now, their back four is pretty good, too. So, I don't know. Jesuits also got that guy. They got Robert Fitzgerald, who is kind of a Swiss Army knife. Geyer's your favorite, and they've got to be, in my opinion. But at the same time, I think this is a tricky game. And if you let Jesuit hang around, they have a history of making you look foolish if you let them hang around in the playoffs. You got to bury them. And so,
remember they beat Longview a couple of years ago?
So keep an eye on this one. That's a sneaky game there for. I think people will be like, oh, Geyer, okay, fine. They're just pencil them in. Not so fast. I think Jesuit's got a little stomach for the fight. All right.
2 more?
Sure.
We got 2 Thanksgiving questions real fast, so
perfect.
we'll round it out with that. One, this one's for Stepp. Which is better, American or Canadian turkey? My question off of that is there a difference?
No, they're both. It's mainly who's making the turkey.
Gotcha.
And if they know what they're doing. And
what's your turkey preference of choice?
Smoked turkey.
Smoked. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we'll round it out with this. Tepper, what is the one thing you look forward to most about next Thursday, other than it being the birthday of Matthew?
Do you know what? I love the fact that it's Matt's birthday. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
What I love is there's going to be a moment, probably in my house, probably around 1 o'clock, where I'm going to have a beverage in my hand. I'm going to have the turkey's going to be in the oven. That smell's going to start to waft.
You're watching the Detroit Lions get destroyed.
The Detroit Lions are going to be down 30, right? And I'm going to be sitting there, and the smell, and there's going to be like a little bustle, little bustle in the house.
That's exactly. You've got the random conversation.
There's that moment of like sensory, like
overload in a great way.
Sensory perfection. It smells good. Like my hand is cold from a beverage. I'm watching football. There are people chattering. Everyone's in a pretty good mood, right? That's the moment for me. Like that's why I love Thanksgiving. Is like there is that moment that you really don't get anywhere else. So there you go. All right.
And green bean casserole.
That's gonna do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Where are you going tonight?
I'm going to be hanging out at the same stadium where a superstar is going to be.
Oh, wow.
That is television's own Ashley Pickle.
Wow.
He meant to say my camera guy, Marcus Floyd.
Yeah. We're going to be in Tyler for College Station and Lone Star.
Yeah.
And I probably will not get to eat at Stanley's pregame, so I'm super jealous.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
But
go feast.
I'm sure I'll find something.
Yeah.
I'll broke boy it up and find something.
I'm sure you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then Saturday you got the triple at the Gilf.
I'll be at the Gilf on Saturday, yeah, which will be my 250th stadium to see a Texas high school.
How about that?
The irony of the Texas Rangers baseball stadium being the 250th high school football stadium in my career is something, but hey, it is what it is. It'll be fun.
Great. Thanks for joining us, bud.
Thank you.
It's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. For Matt Stepp and Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please get your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you Monday on Texas Football Today.